What's up, boys? Today what I have for you is a 3cc 211 build order guide. This build is, I recommend, for people who are in Master League, people who are maybe in Diamond trying to get to Master League, and also just Grandmasters as well. It is a very difficult build order to play, so I'm just going to make that clear. But I'm choosing this build order to start with because I think because of the new patch with the muta buffs, with the Spire decrease in build time, and with the straight up cheaper Spire as well, we're going to see a lot more muta play. And also Lingbane muta. So 2 base muta, Lingbane muta, the Baneling got its 5 HP back, so we are going to be going over 211 because 211 is very good against 2 base muta. And it's not just 211, I need to make that clear, it is 3cc 211. So if you like medevac drops, if you're struggling against mutas, maybe you try this build order out. It is weaker against roaches because you're not going to have banshees like you would with a normal 211, or sorry, with a normal 3cc Hellion Banshee. You would not have those banshees with this build order, and you would not be able to kill roaches like as they're coming across the map. But with that said, you're still going to have stim, and you're going to have a lot more bio. So it's not horrible, it's just arguably a little bit worse. So this is a standard Reaper expand. If you don't know how to play Reaper expand, you can just ask me about it and I can for sure teach you. I might even go ahead and make a video on specifically Reaper expand compared to double gas and like basic Terran openers, things like that. And I'm going to be scouting this game, so I actually forgot to scout, so I'm kind of doing it last minute. That's alright though. A lot of the time I don't actually scout in my games, which is a little bit questionable. It's not that I don't know how to scout, I just prefer not to, so my muscle memory kind of kicked in there. But for demonstration purposes, we are going to be scouting this game. So what that looks like is you're going to rally your command center to the low ground at 19 supply, and send your barracks SCV across the map. That's what it's supposed to look like, but I actually kind of messed it up. So I hope you forgive me for that. With that said, everything is still on time. The build order is still crisp. So with the SCV, what you want to do is you want to block the hatchery. And on this map, you want to block this hatchery. So the reason I'm keeping it here is because I want to see if the drone is going to come out. And when my Reaper arrives, I'm going to send the drone over, or sorry, my SCV over here, and try to block the hatch that I want. Is that an overlord? It is not. So we're going to send our Marine into the main base as we get ready to go ahead and build our third base. We do want to scout the third. We can send this guy home now. And basically we want to scout with the Reaper at 310 if he's still mining gas. And we want to identify if it's 2 base muta, right? So there's a lot of tells that we can do to identify what this is. So we're going to go ahead and build another barracks. Of course, we are playing 211. Whoops, I forgot to fix my rally. That's all right. And we're going to go ahead and queue up the cars. So queuing up 4 cars. There are variations where you queue up only 2 cars, but I think that's a little bit more dangerous versus like Zergs who are like link flooding you. So please be careful with your 4 cars because it's still a low car count. Normally we go up to 6 cars. And notice how I have not gotten my second gas yet. The reason for this is because with 2-in-1, you're actually more mineral heavy. So you're going to get the second gas after stim. Notice how I did that. And we're going to go ahead and build 2 more cars here. And there is going to be some downtime where this barracks flies over. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, no issue. And I like to take my second gas in the main, but it's honestly more popular for people to take their second gas in the into the natural. So that's your discretion. So now we're going to go ahead and set up our actual medevac drop here. Make sure that we're producing Marines. And notice how I'm using the rally for a lot of these things. Now, you don't have to do that. It's not a big deal. It's just something I like to do. What you do need to do, though, is make sure that you get your third depot on time at 50 supply. You want to go ahead and send that SCV over and grab your depot. Now, I'm building a reactor on the barracks, and I'm going to build a starport next to it so I can swap these things later. And I'm going to take this time to get my E-base here along with 4 gas. So we're just making sure our marine production is really good. Please do not get supply blocked on these medevacs. If you do that, you're going to be suffering because your entire build is going to be messed up if you're only going to get 1 medevac out. So please make sure that you do not get supply blocked. Alright, so we're just queuing up 1 depot at a time here. That's all we need. And let's make sure we actually do go ahead and queue up those medevacs. Just like that. And we are going to keep our units here and make sure that they're all grouped up for when the medevacs actually come out. I'm going to go ahead and grab another depot here. Just get another one here because it looks like at some point I messed up a little bit and got slightly supply blocked, but this is completely fine. Now I like to prioritize tanks over combat shield, so that's what I do. And we need to make sure that we're constantly building 2 depots now because we're ramping up our production. So we need to make sure that our depots are good. So notice how I have the perfect amount, and we're going out for our medevac drop. Now with the starport, you want to do this. Notice how I built the barracks and went ahead and swapped it like this. This is because you don't want to overmake medevacs. So please make sure that you do not overmake medevacs, basically. It's pretty important. We're going to add our additional barracks. I like to put my first tank up here because of Zergling run-bys. And this is basically it for the 2-on-1. And now you can go into a normal game and play it like how you normally would. You can go into 8 racks from here. Make sure that you are indeed rallied on this depot. This is for Zergling run-bys. Please do not forget your armory so you can get 2-2. And just don't forget your depots. It's super easy to forget your depots with this build. Do not do that. Now, I like to play 8 racks, so I'm going to go ahead and get my 8 racks here. Not even the perfect wall, honestly, but that's alright. That's how I like to do it. And we're going to go ahead and just keep producing units. And we're going to... I cut workers a little bit there for my infrastructure. Let's get some add-ons on here. Those are going to be reactors. And I'm going to actually completely cut workers now and get my 4th base. So just put it down, and it looks like the AI has a roach. That's completely fine. And this is how you want to set up going into the game. We're going to get a second factory here as well. Go ahead and start up +1 attack because I like to make tanks, but versus Ling Bane Meta, you can make Widow Mines as well. And honestly, you should, but I like to make tanks, personally. Some people only make mines, some people only make tanks. I kind of do both, but lately I've been enjoying the tanks more. Now, I'm just going to go for tech labs here, and making sure that we're not getting supply blocked. I want 3 depots, and there's like a single roach over here, so we can even send this tank over here. Make sure that our gas is saturated. We're going to grab a Ghost Academy now, and we're going to grab another base. And we need to make sure that these guys are hotkeyed. Let's get this tank sieged right here. And go ahead and have a nice little concave here. You can go for a second medevac drop. That's completely fine. And I recommend that you just try to hit a 2-2 timing. You can also do the very extreme, like straight up 8 racks timing. And that's completely fine. It's whatever works best for you, but I do believe it's easier to hit a 2-2 timing, a lot easier on the macro. But if you really try hard, you know, you can go ahead and go for like straight up 8 racks timing, which sits at around 740. So I like to get the sensor towers with my 4th base in TvZ, so it's going to look like this. And we're just maxing out. And if you look at that, we got to max out before 9 minutes, I think. Literally almost on the dot before 9 minutes. Yeah, so I forgot to set up my camera location over here. That's kind of funny. So yeah, that's basically it. And we just want to make bases and get the Iron Bank. But this is it. And now we're getting ready for our 2-2 timing. That's, you know, around 10 minutes here. We can take all of our tanks. I like to always leave this tank. And yeah, we can just go into the late game here. I would recommend throwing down more bases. And then at some point, I would recommend throwing down factories to go into like Thor Ghost, like siege tank basically. But that's it for the build order. I really hope that I covered everything. And before I end the video, let's talk about some nuances here. So versus 2-base muta, you don't want to do the drop. Obviously, the mutas are just going to come out and just kill your medevac if they find it, and it's just not going to work. So you need to be able to scout the drop. I don't think in this replay I jumped in at 310 with the Reaper. I forgot, but in your games, if you see the lack of a third base, you need to get scouting. I'm not telling you to go and dive and lose the Reaper, although that is an option. We have scouting figured out. You can scout if he's mining gas at 310, and there are basically 3 different things that he could do, I believe. He could be playing standard, which link speed finishes at 430 or 330, and there's Clash, where link speed finishes at around 410, I believe, but they get a really fast third base. And then there's also Gasless, right? So I said there's 3 things. There's obviously, of course, pool first. So there's more than 3. They can go pool first and get an early link speed at around 310. So you need to watch out for these things. Use the 310 scout. If you need additional scouting, there's a 4-minute scout as well with the Reaper. That's after link speed finishes though, so you need to be careful. And you are going to dive that Reaper and sack it. If you can get it out, that's a miracle. But what you want to do is look for the gas from your opponent, because if your opponent has 2 gases in the natural and they're on 2-base, that is 100% 2-base muta. I don't think that anyone is taking their gases and like in the natural that way and not playing 2-base muta. At least I've never seen it. If they have 3 gas, it is Ravagers, so you're going to want to make sure you got that tank production. And just stay home. You're playing 3cc. You have the aggressive potential, but versus cheeses and stuff, just stay home. Make sure that you don't forget you have the stim hotkey. A lot of people do that, myself included, when I was learning this build. And um, yeah, you can play 4th base before 8 racks. You can play 8 racks first. It's really up to you, all of these things that you want to do. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Trying to think if I forgot anything, and I don't think that I did. So that's gonna be it. You can also reactively make more than 4 cars, absolutely. If you're worried about Zerglings, you know, and kind of change the build order a little bit, make some minor adjustments, but for the most part, I would recommend making 4 cars. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Please give me feedback on this new style that I'm trying where I play it live. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you all for watching.